you will leave today with a cut that instills confidence, that makes you feel as happy and as contented as any haircut, any beard shaping you've ever experienced prior. That's a bold statement, but we take great pride in our work. Now, really sit back into that chair, and the first thing I'll do is just cover your other clothes. Good. Now let's see what we're working with. Okay. Now you want lines cut in, hair a little bit shorter. And I understand, and I hear the emphasis on a little bit shorter. Okay. Relax. Even if you have never been here before, we work hard to earn your trust, and we never betray it. Okay? It's very easy for a patron to become disenfranchised with the idea of getting their haircut or their beard trimmed, because so often it can go wrong. Well, not here. Alright. Over the years, we've had more than one or two patrons gently drifting off to sleep during our cuts, which is why we like to get the loud stuff out of the way with first. Now, this is a Kimai stainless steel 70-year anniversary special razor. And I've only been working with it for 2 or 3 months. It's probably the finest hand blade I have used. Electric blade, that is. And all we're going to do is run these very, very fine stainless steel teeth. That sounds ominous. And just lighten up any facial hair that you might have. And also we'll cut into the sides just to thin things up, make it more manageable. When we're doing our razor work, we want a clean, slick surface area. Hair that's too thick, the blade will catch, and we never cut our clients. You'll never see any horrible droplets of blood, no irritation. Again, we pride ourselves in delivering this service to you. And with that in mind, let's get to work. appreciate for some people, rarely, but that can be a little uncomfortable. So we get the noisy stuff out of the way with first. So now you can really look forward to doing nothing except laying there and embracing relaxation. Because relaxation is also one of our core tenets in our work. We work with the very finest of products in combination with a level of skill that delivers a cut and a trim, again, the likes of which we hope you have never seen. Okay, now we've trimmed up the beard, the sides. The first thing we'd like to do is really soften up the facial hair. And to do this, we'll be applying the somewhat legendary hot towel. And now our hot towels are 100% Egyptian cotton. They're soft, absorbent, and to ensure they smell wonderfully, this is a little container with, I guess we can call it homemade liquid. It's a very gentle argan oil base mixed with juniper and just a touch, a very small amount of thyme. And for whatever reason, after long periods of research, we found that juniper and thyme culminate in this wonderful array of flavors and also absorption by the hair. Now these towels are stored at temperature. They should be comfortable to the most sensitive part. Now just close your eyes for me, please. And we double back here. Very good. Very good. Now, because the towel is steamed to temperature, the water and our argan oil will be absorbed by the skin and by the hair follicles on the beard. Okay? This creates a much more malleable workspace, and the barber should do whatever they can to make that surface area as workable and again as malleable as possible. Okay? That's going to sit for a couple of minutes. And while it does, a trip to the barber should always be a relaxing endeavor. You should be pampered. Taken care of. Now, these little globes are especially designed for reducing any swelling you might have under the eyes, any puffiness, and they will be rolled across the face And again, these are stored at a very low temperature, slightly above freezing. And it's not actually a water base, it's a glycol. The cold of the glass is actually removing any swelling, any puffiness. It's quite a pleasant sensation if you're a little bit flushed, a little bit warm. To have these little globes just relieving pressure, relieving tension, relieving worries of the day. All the while, your beard is softening up, or lack thereof perhaps, softening up pores on your skin, relaxing and opening up. We'll roll these little balls further down, just to the circular of the cheek. Good. And it might feel really quite nice. Good. And already I'm seeing a very visible response. The eyes, no longer do they have that little bit of puffiness, that little bit of stress of the day we can carry in our eyes. Good. Good. That's what wonderful. Well done. Okay. Now I'll remove the towel. Excellent. Okay, good. Now, before we do any shaving, we'll be applying pre-shave oil. Now, quite a lot of my clients quite enjoy me reading labels, especially of some of our more exclusive products. Objective. The strategy. Rosemary and basil oils nourish and soften beard hair. Calendula oil and vitamin E hydrate and condition dried skin. So this is a two-pronged oil. I may only use it sparingly. So this is massaged into the beard. Good. Mustache is worked in here. Like so. Always being gentle. The skin on our face is actually quite delicate. And whenever we're working, regardless of the product, we should take care to be mindful that the skin is indeed reactionary. It's a wonderful thing, the epidermis, but it needs a little bit of love and care. Good. Now we're going to allow that beard oil to soak in a little bit. And while it's doing that, I'll introduce you to the next product. Our soap for today is Arco. I've been working with Arco and Arco-based products for 4 years now, I think. Still, I'm a Paraso man at heart, but Arco have very much impressed quite recently. Alongside the Arco, we have our bristle brush, and this has been sat soaking in rose oil for 12 hours, near boiling water actually. And what that allows is for maximum absorption. The bristles are now again softened. There'll be no tearing of the skin, no irritation, no redness as we apply the soap. And every care is taken to ensure that each of our clients' needs are catered for and understood. And before we lather, what I'd like to do is just beard brush the oil in. It's been soaking for a few minutes, and now we'll just brush it back in. Very good. Excellent. That is a nice look. Your beard is radiating moisture. It's glistening a little bit because of the oil from the pre-shave. Good. Okay. Now, let's start our lather. I operate under a pretty strict set of circumstances. We have a very small amount of water, some of it naturally dropped from the brush. We lather from the soap. Now this can be messy, it can spill, but we don't care. What we care about is getting the perfect lather. So I'm just squeezing off the excess. And now the Arco is actually sandalwood and a little more thyme. And all we're doing here We're alternating. We load the brush up. And you can see the brush is almost full of soap. Tiny bit more water. Just a drop. To really thicken up our lather there. That is beautiful. And we extract. And actually, we'll apply with the brush generously. A little more. Good. Very good. 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 A little bit more. Excellent. Good. Wonderful. Now, we start to shave. The barber wants to make sure they always have a dry hand. And today we'll be cutting with our Barber razor. Now, what I like about the Barber blades in particular is the rosewood handle. I found in all my years of barbering, rosewood has a non-slip property. Preloaded blade, never used, of course. And now we'll be cutting with the grain. If I feel that's not providing the baby smooth texture I typically work to, we will shave against the grain. All I need you to do is relax and let me work. I don't need you to make any faces or try to kind of tighten your skin. I'll take care of everything. All I need you to do is just relax. Relax. Good. Good. Okay. Now we're working just off to the side. And we're pulling the skin back. And as we pull the skin, the hair follicles will pop up, allowing us to. Good. you remember, that rose water was the same water that the brush was soaking in. And here we use it just to lather up the soap, because as you may be realizing, the soap dries very quickly. And just a touch of water, even from the fingers, just lathers it back up and again creates that slick working space. That's wonderful. Good. And the neck has the most capillaries, the most veins than in any other part of our body, for obvious reasons. But some of these capillaries are very, very fine and sit very close to the surface, which is why the rookie barber might make a little cut, a little irritation. Good. Very good. Very good. Good. Just a little bit from there. Just a little bit closer here under the nose. Good. Wonderful. Just, do you hear that? It's my thumb burning against your neck. Zero resistance. Completely smooth. As we promised. But we're not finished yet. I'm actually going to reach for my second razor. And this is my Double Chevette. Slightly longer blade. And here I'm just going to be taking the very bottom of the mustache. Just crisping up those corners. Like so. And this is actually it's a longer blade, and it shapes just wonderfully. Excellent. Absolutely excellent. Now when we shave, we're actually stripping back the natural oils from our skin, and these need to be replenished. So in order to combat that, we apply the pre-shave oil first, and once we've shaved, we'll actually apply a secondary oil that helps relock that natural moisture, and then at the end we'll actually be moisturizing the area entirely. Okay, so this is Bulldog's original beard oil, and this is actually one of my most favorite products. It's actually made from dates. Date oil. I only need just a little splash in here. We're just locking that oil into this wonderful canvas that we've created, this wonderful tapestry of smoothness. And the date oil has a surprisingly pleasant smell. a sweetness to it. It's also got a little vitamin D and serves as a natural SPF to keep us looking youthful and handsome. Not that you need any help with that. If you have some spare, please. I need it more than you do. Good, 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 good. Your beard, these highest cheekpoints are just radiating. They have a bright shine to them, softness to the beard. It's styled. Cutting lines into a beard on someone who either doesn't have a beard or usually has quite a messy beard is always such a satisfying experience because it's such a defining look, really emphasizing the curve of the chin. One of my favorite parts, at least. Now, I'm going to comb that beard oil through. So we have the pre-shave oil and the post-shave oil. Again, we'll also finalize with a moisturizer that you are really going to like. Good. How do you feel? Good. You look fantastic, of course. Now, our Hermes moisturizer. That's beautiful. Hermes products are perhaps the finest smelling product we have in our repertoire. What you're smelling here is actually fresh cotton sheets with just a dash of lavender, just in case you weren't sleepy enough already. And this extends into the forehead. Just a touch more. Good. A little bit on the nose there. Good. Really very good. That is a masterpiece, if I do say so myself. But it's very little to do with what I did, and more to do with a naturally good-looking individual that you are. You have great facial hair to work with. It's responsive, it's absorbent. Really makes doing a good job quite simple. Good. 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 Okay. Now, to finalize the beard, we just apply a little aftershave. Take a smell. If it's to your liking. Good, good, good. Absolutely wonderful. Agreed. You know what? We all have our own preferences where aftershave is concerned. But I think what almost everyone can agree on is that there's something very attractive about having somebody walk past you and have that gentle wave of a perfume or an aftershave. It's really it's a very simple pleasure, I suppose, but it's, I think, something that everyone should be able to bring to the table. And you're bringing it right now in spades. Okay. Let's get the hair styled up. Do you have anything particular in mind? No? Okay, good. Let me work my magic. Again, we won't be cutting for too long or too short. I'll introduce you to my Saanas shears. These are my most trusted blades, and I have been using these since almost the beginning of my career at 16, which is more than 20 years ago. I'll have you know, believe it or not, yes, I am 37. It's a lot of experience, I assure you. Okay, before we go cutting anything, I want to make sure that the hair is nice and soft. Good. And you don't want to soak the hair. You just want it workable. Who do we want? We want you. Let's create a small parting. Good. Good. Now, let's cut. If we need a closer cut, like so. And in case you've ever wondered, it helps guide the finger. Just gives you a little more support. Good. 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 Do you remember the last time you had your hair cut? Oh, you get it done every night. Okay. Perfectly understandable. sit back and let someone do all the work. Good. Just going to apply a little serum to the hair. And again, this is something of our own design. And we don't always use this. It's quite expensive, and the distillation process is lengthy. It's actually quite a simple amino acid, but it's actually ethanol based. Typically alcohol is always awful for the hair, but when synthesized correctly, just apply a couple of drops to the hairline. Good. Let's brush that through. Excellent. There we go. Just needed a little extra. A little bit of attention. Expertly cut. Good. Very good. Now that is looking quite exceptional. Good. Okay, just a little from the fringe, I think. Okay. Forgive me, we're just going to detangle the monobrow there. Happens to the best of us. Okay, 2 more steps to go. Penultimate step is a Turkish technique that essentially means singeing split hairs or split ends of our hair, and it's used with a little blowtorch lighter. These are extremely hot, but I promise you, you are under no danger. You will not even feel the heat. Okay, it's a little bit loud, but don't worry. We'll be taking the end of the hair and singeing. Okay? Alright. Obviously I need complete focus during this. I promise you have nothing to worry about. Split ends actually inhibits hair growth. And by singeing them, you're killing them and allowing, you're actually fighting hair loss and hair reduction and encouraging hair growth. Of course. Done. Thank you for the trust. As you can see, when you walked into the salon, you were solid 8 out of 10. It's always rude to grade anyone on how they look, but I'm a barber, and that rule doesn't apply to me because everyone that I work with ends up being 11 out of 10. However, you are closer to 4,639,000 out of 10 because this is a good look for you. The beard, sharp, jaw, angled, moustache, trimmed, pointed. Beautiful. All that's left is to give you a little product in the hair. 3 sprays. I style with one hand. And style. And similar to my own, but a little more professionalism to it. Good. And now just a setting spray. Okay. Thank you so much for coming in today. You look absolutely wonderful. That was never in any doubt, but to finalize, just one more touch of the Hermes on the tip of the nose there. Okay, you're smelling amazing. You're looking incredible. Absolutely. No, I think it's a great look. If you are interested in picking up some new shirts or a blouse, skirt, suit, a friend of mine actually owns a suit fitting, a tailoring service, full tailoring service actually. I can give you his card. He is also called Matt, but infinitely less handsome than I am, of course, but a good guy, knows his threads through and through. His Armani suits, out of my price range obviously, but something tells me money is not an issue for you. Thank you so much for coming in